Thank you for staying with us on Joy News Prime. Gary Al Smith here with the sport. In our first story, Director General of the National Sports Authority, Peter Twumasi, has assured Ghanaians that the Cape Coast Stadium will be ready to host the World Cup qualifier playoff between the Black Stars and the Super Eagles. Now, the facility's playing surface appeared brown after the Independence Day celebration, raising concerns over its readiness for the first of the two matches on the 25th of March. But Professor Twumasi insists in its current state, it's not a big deal as it will be ready within a week.
No, the 6 March is expected. I think that's what people have been discussing this, and I'm really a bit disappointed in this, because already we put it out that if the GFA wanted to use any of the other facilities, like for Acquah Sports Stadium and Kumasi, they could have gone ahead and to do so. They made us aware that no, it has to be at the Cape Coast, and then we said we have to put in place the right measures, intervention, so that immediately after the 6th March, which everybody expected that there will be some impact on the pitch. Of course, if you have these army vehicles and marching and all that on the pitch, it will be impacted. But I think what we have really now put in place mechanism is said that it can recover the pitch just within about a week. So in the next week, if you want to really go there and check the state of the pitch, you realize that suddenly everything has been installed. As we speak now, the Green Grass Technology, who is also our consultant working with the National Sports Authority, thanks to the President, already he has given us a lot of new officers in the area of estate management, the pitch managers and so on and so forth. So we have enough hands helping with the fertilization of the pitch, water in regimens which are in the rapid modulations and so on and so forth. So this pitch is a living material. Once it gets the needed nutrients, it gets all the water and all the other care. We are expecting it that within a week's time it will be restored to its original state. It's something that we do all the time, so it is not something cause for alarm at all. It will be ready.
Elsewhere, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia wants government to tap into the economic benefits of sport. Speaking during a visit of national cross-country winners, Dr. Bawumia called on stakeholders to invest beyond football.
This event, cross-country, is an event which we really had abandoned for 10 years. And like anything, when you don't pay attention to it, it will deteriorate. You have to nurture sports, especially, as a major role to play in our country. The major benefits of sports is so underestimated. And over the years, as governments have not really paid the requisite attention to sports. Maybe we tend to focus a lot on football, but there are many other sports. When you look at many economies around the world, many countries around the world, you would see, for example, that the sort of jobs that the sports industry creates is just massive. It's just massive across the sports industry, the jobs that we create, the incomes that are generated. And so it's very, very important that as a country, we pay attention to sports, we invest in sports, and we nurture sports so that we can have the benefits for this country.
Ghana Premier League stuff now. The news. Big news is that Sule Muntari will miss Hearts of Oak's trip to Doma for the matchday 20 game against Aduana Stars on Sunday. My colleague Joel Botti has more in this report about Hearts of Oak's big star.
Defending champions Acquah Hearts of Oak will be without their marquee signing, Sule Ali Muntari, for the first time since the 37-year-old joined on a one-year deal in February. The official reason stated by the Rainbow Club is the midfielder will miss the crucial game against the Aduana Stars due to an injury picked up in their matchday 19 win over Wafa at the Acquah Sports Stadium. The former Inter Milan player has featured in 5 games since his signing and has a goal and an assist to his name. He also played a crucial role in their President's Cup triumph over rivals Asante Kotoko. The announcement of the midfielder's injury came hours after multiple reports suggested Muntari didn't want to make the 450-kilometer trip to Doma Ahinkro in the Bono region. He is expected to remain in Accra to receive further treatment from the medical staff of the Phobians. Hearts of Oak are yet to win away at Aduana in 8 years and will now have to do it without their key man, Muntari.
I'll take you through the fixtures for this weekend's Ghana Premier League matches, but still on Muntari, his presence has brought a lot of headlines to the Ghana Premier League, and one of his teammates, Dennis Kosa, the defender, says the former Inter and AC Milan midfielder is a big influence on the Phobians.
You spoke of Muntari and the amount of experience that he has. How has it been like training with a player who has achieved it all, he's seen it all, and what's his influence been on the team?
He's like a great motivator to all of us because and then he's one person who always wants the best out of everybody. So we are trying to learn from him, we are trying to use him as a yardstick to improve upon our performances. So his presence alone feels like some kind of motivation for all of us. Looking at where he has been, and then he has decided to join us and then play with us, I think the only thing we can do is just learn from him and then probably do much more better than what he has done previously. And then what he's bringing on board now.
So let's take a look at the impact the 37-year-old midfielder has had so far in the Ghana Premier League. That's Sulley Muntari, your short. He's played 5 games, of which Hearts have drawn 3. They've lost 1 and played 29 minutes. They've won 1 as well. He's had 1 assist and won 1 trophy. That is the President's Cup. You reckon they're going to miss him on Sunday against Aduana Stars in Doma? Anyway, so let's see what the fixtures in the Ghana Premier League are. Ash Gold won today by 2-0. King Faisal against King Faisal. Accra Lions play Dreams FC tomorrow. Brekum Chelsea versus Karela United is tomorrow as well. Mediama versus 11 Wonders, Elmina Sharks versus Bichim United, Aduana versus Heart of Oak, Wafa RTU, Great Olympics, Legon Cities, and Asante Kotoko, BBNE Gold Star. So we will show you now the highlights of Ash Gold versus King Faisal in that game that was played today. All right, we don't have that at the moment, so we can move on from the Ghana Premier League. Anyway, let's go back to that story involving the National Sports Authority. We showed you the video of the boss saying that the Cape Coast Stadium will be ready. I've just been told that in the last few minutes, this has been released by the National Sports Authority. Apparently, they say this is what the Cape Coast Stadium pitch looks like now. And this is what they said on Twitter. Just 5 days into work on the Cape Coast Stadium pitch after the 6th March celebration, and we are getting tremendous restoration. So far, so good, and they give a thumbs up sign. So if my director can just zoom into the picture a bit so that we... Right. Anybody who knows a bit of photography knows that this photo has been heavily touched up, you know, and filtered and edited. But anyway, they say this is what the pitch looks like. All we want to see is the pitch in top-notch condition on the 25th of March. Let's go to the continent because today, South Africa made a major announcement. Now, they are set to make a major or have a major boost after the South African Football Association announced the intention to host 1, the CAF Champions League final, 2, the CAF Women's Champions League final tournament, and also the 2024 African Cup of Nations for women. There's more in the following report.
President Danny Jordan told Safanet on Friday that the wheels are already in motion and plans are underway to bid for both events. According to Jordan, Safa has already set their sights on hosting this year's CAF Champions League final. South Africa has 2 representatives in the Champions League, and the country's flag is already being flown by Mamelodi Sundowns and Amazulu FC. Sundowns currently head the standings in Group A, and they host Egyptian side El Ahly in a highly anticipated clash at FNB Stadium on Saturday. Amazulu are currently second behind Raja Casablanca in Group B, and they travel to Algeria to face ES Setif also on Saturday. Jordan also revealed that Safa will also bid to host the African Women Cup of Nations in 2024.
Right, from Africa, let's go globally, because every year one of the big football prizes is the Ballon d'Or. The criteria for landing the prestigious prize will be tweaked slightly from this season and has an impact on the performances at the 2022 World Cup. The Ballon d'Or is considered to be one of the most prestigious prizes in football, with some iconic names having won the award multiple times down the years. But the criteria for claiming that particular trophy is being changed by France Football for the current year and beyond. Argentine superstar Leo Messi was the last man to land the award, with the Barcelona legend now at PSG winning it in Paris. So these are the changes that we are going to see. One, they want a more consistent schedule. Two, they are going to have even stronger lists. Three, they are going to have a more demanding voting system. And four, they say they are going to have clearer rules. So those are the changes we are going to see to the Ballon d'Or as well. Let me just also brief you. Now, last year in Paris, we saw at least one of these on the top three lists. Robert Lewandowski. This year, these are who we consider at Joy Sports as the front runners for this year's Ballon d'Or. Lewandowski is in there. He scored 45 goals and had 5 assists already, and we are in March, just in March. Mohamed Salah has 29 goals and 11 assists. Karim Benzema, with his hat-trick a couple of days ago, has 34 goals and 11 assists, and Kylian Mbappe has 30 goals and 15 assists. Let me also mention that, you know, last year, one of the key debates why Lewandowski didn't win and was said to have gone to Leo Messi was that Leo won on a certain technicality. Now, the organizers of the Ballon d'Or last year said among the criteria included the fact that a player could be voted for based on what he had done throughout his career and not just in the calendar year. This year, the organizers of the Ballon d'Or said from now onwards, they are going to take that criterion out. Also, the voting is going to be only for the duration of the European football season. That is going to be from September or late August to May. They are also going to only consider the top 100 countries in world football. You know, previously, they sent voting rights to every country that is affiliated with FIFA. From now, they are going to give only to the top 100 countries, and these are some of the key changes that we are going to see in the Ballon d'Or going forward. Right, it's about just about 24 hours since the British government announced the sanctions on Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich. According to the manager of the London club, Thomas Tuchel, it is difficult, really, in the dressing room to focus on football. This was done before what I'm coming to tell you. Now, just about an hour ago or 2 hours ago, it emerged that Chelsea's club credit cards have been temporarily suspended by their bankers, Barclays, in the wake of the Roman Abramovich news being sanctioned by the UK government. So people who work at Chelsea that have corporate credit cards are unable to use them at the moment. It was reported earlier this evening that the club's Barclays bank account had been frozen, but Chelsea now say that the bank account is still operational this evening. And a couple of reporters have actually said that Chelsea are unable to even buy fuel for their buses. Somebody just said, oh, Charlie in the studio. Anyway, let's switch gears to the NBA. And the most anticipated game after the trade deadline and the All-Star break, the Philadelphia Sixers versus the Brooklyn Nets, took place on March the 11th at the Wells Fargo Center. Now, it was full of drama from beginning to end. During pre-match warm-ups, Ben Simmons, formerly of the Sixers, received a heavy load of booze, even without partaking in the game. The matchup recorded the highest number of views in Sixers history in the last decade, and it was full of action. It was a hot game. Let's hop on to Zoom now and speak to my colleague Joel Borte. Hi, Joel. Good evening.